They may look relaxed, but there is tension in the air at this get-together of music industry bosses. With the internet, millions of people around the world are swapping files of their favourite artists' music rather than going out and spending big on CDs. Research has shown the explosion in illegal downloads is levelling off, but how much of a threat is this latest form of music piracy? Will the internet completely kill off the CD? And how is this all impacting on the companies and the artists themselves? These are some of the questions being debated at a conference in London, looking at what shape the music industry will take in the future. The internet offers great opportunities for the industry, and once it does come to grips with this technology, it offers many advantages, including the ease of use, the quality of the music, and best news for you and me, the reasonable price.
The British obsession with the weather is not a new phenomenon, and testament to this is the new exhibition at the famed London Tate Gallery entitled The Weather Project. A sunset and its atmosphere has been recreated so successfully that visitors to the gallery lie down and bask under the fake sun. The sun is only a semicircle of light. The other side of it is a reflection in a vast mirror that covers the whole of the turbine hall ceiling, where the exhibition is being shown, over 3,000 square meters. The room is also filled with mist, which is made out of sugar and water to achieve the desired effect. It took 3 weeks to finish the installation after 9 months of planning. An incredible 300 mirrors were used for the ceiling and more than 200 lamps for the semicircular screen. The artist is well known for his installations that engage, inspire, and disorientate the viewer. He uses light, wind, fire, water, and ice in combination with modern technology in new and innovative ways. Viewers, as soon as they enter the gallery, can stand for hours and marvel at the exhibition. It is a form of escape from the winter cold outside. People respond to the idea of the sun because of the cold grey outdoors.
Now, from warmth to the ice and cold of Lithuania, we have an unusual story. Just as the new Mazda 3 hit the stores around the world, an ice version of it has made a premiere in the Lithuanian capital. A group of enthusiasts has decided to promote the art of none other than car tuning by carving a real life-size model of the Mazda 3. But not only have they used this unusual material, they have also made their own design improvements to make it a proper racing car. The president of the Tuning Car Enthusiasts Club says they wanted to, with the help of ice sculpture, show the general public what car tuning can be like. The organisers said the sculpture is a tuned racing version of the car with racing wheels, spoilers and air inlet. Clubs of car tuning enthusiasts exist around the world, using various technical improvements as well as adjusting internal electronic systems. The enthusiasts try to increase their car's driving capacity. The sculpture weighs around 4 tons, 3 times the weight of his prototype. Mazda Motor Corporation's Mazda 3, a new generation sports compact, was named runner-up in the 2004 European Car of the Year competition. The Mazda 3 has also been named Car of the Year in Denmark, Turkey, Croatia and the Czech Republic. Ice sculptors are artists who create sculptures out of blocks of ice. An ice sculptor will work with blocks of ice that average 300 to 500 pounds. They outline the figure they plan to sculpt, then with the help of a chainsaw and chisels, they can create ice masterpieces like this. These car tuning ice sculptors have done an amazing job on creating this sculpture, and it was a show that was thoroughly enjoyed by the public.
The world's largest coffee chain, Starbucks, which offer fanciful, sugary, coffee-based beverages mostly tailored for the American taste, opened its first shop in Paris on the 16th January. Paris is considered by many as one of the bastions of traditional, strong, austere, good old-fashioned coffee. Starbucks Corp has plans to open up to 10 branches in France in the next 12 months. If successful, they then plan on moving into the country that invented short, strong espresso coffee, Italy. Starbucks was founded in 1971 and has expanded to become the largest coffee chain in the world. But the challenge of entering a country where the espressos have long ruled may prove a fine line to walk. Starbucks set up its first European store in 1998 in Britain, where it now has over 300 stores. It has waited 5 years to begin its assault on the French market. The first store has been opened in the capital's touristy opera district. Starbucks officers say they wanted to establish themselves in other countries before the challenge of France. Many skeptics wonder at Starbucks attempting to introduce takeaway cafe lattes and offering only non-smoking sitting areas to countries like France and Italy, where coffee drinking and cigarettes go hand in hand. Only time will tell how successful they will be.
A story for all you golden voices out there. London's coolest music school is attracting a whole new set of students to its vocal courses, riding the wave of television success Pop Idol. But Vocal Tech is no place for amateurs. It's a school where musicians come to develop their craft. The philosophy of Vocal Tech is different from that of other music schools, where other colleges are being criticised for churning out homogenised musicians by the industry. London-based Vocal Tech aims to provide its students with the confidence and equip them with the tools to develop their own styles. The founder and director of the school takes great pride in the different influences his students bring to the school. Students come from all around the world. The school is a melting pot of varied influences, approaching music in unique ways, and that's all to the benefit of the industry.
Now to the environment, where, while countries are wrangling over reducing emissions of the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide, these scientists are taking a very different look at the problem of global warming. They are debating the feasibility of using technology to dispose of carbon dioxide or lessen its harmful effects. Meeting at Cambridge University, they include such diverse ideas as simply planting more trees to soak up the carbon dioxide, to burying the gas deep underground or in the ocean, and even the rather bizarre idea of putting a giant mirror in space, or floating billions of reflecting balloons in the stratosphere in an attempt to reflect the sun's heat away from the Earth. Developing practical technological solutions to the problem of climate change may well prove vital in the coming decades.
The first genetically modified crop to be grown commercially in Britain could be planted as early as this spring. This follows a report by the British government advisors showing unqualified approval for some GM use with maize, but failed to approve either GM sugar beet or rapeseed. At present, no GM crops are being grown in Britain for commercial use. The subject arouses strong feelings in both its supporters and critics. The researchers have stated that the decision for GM use must be done on a crop-by-crop basis, and the report is neither a green light for GM crops nor a death knell. Sugar beet and rapeseed oil GM crops were found to have negative environmental impacts, while maize has a beneficial effect. This study is the largest of its kind undertaken. It has emphasized the fact that the arguments for and against will continue to create heated discussion.
And finally, a report on the potential dangers or safety of mobile phone use. A new independent report published in the UK shows there is no evidence that radio frequency transmissions from mobile phones cause cancer or tumours. Good news for all mobile phone users, of which there are millions worldwide. With over 50 million users in the UK alone, there has been growing concern over the effects of using mobile phones. It has been claimed that the low-level radiation from the mobile phones could potentially cause tumours or cancers, but an independent review into these studies has shown no conclusive evidence of such. Possible long-term effects, however, may still exist, and in this area the scientists are erring on the side of caution. In the light of the new report, new guidelines for the use of mobile phones will be announced in March in the UK. The UK's leading mobile phone operators who back continued research in this field welcomed the report.
Penguin waddling season has begun, and unruffled by hundreds of spectators, rhinoceros, flamingos and feline predators, 6 penguins from the Munich Zoo in Germany stroll out their glass enclosure and across the zoo in what has become their annual tradition. The Munich penguin waddle is unknown to their compatriots in the wild and has been carried out by Munich Zoo officials for 25 years. Officials at the zoo, one of the world's first natural enclosure parks, say that the penguin waddle is not a tourist promotion, but a penguin-inspired project. Park officers say they did not create the penguin waddle for the entertainment of the zoo's visitors. It started when the penguins once left their pen and went for a walk. The keepers decided it wouldn't hurt to let them go for a waddle through the snow in winter. A few of the visitors saw the penguins, and by word of mouth, people started calling the zoo wanting to know when the penguins would be out and about, and thus began the delightful penguin waddle, and the public came in their hundreds. These 6 king penguins calmly stroll through the crowds and past dozens of curious children to reach their Everest, a modest pile of snow a few hundred metres outside their cage. They will repeat this penguin peregrination every day until warmer weather hits. Zoo officials Kern says it's their own way of answering the call of nature. Kern says that in the summer, when the temperature is between 25 and 30 degrees centigrade, animals which come from the Arctic can't do this. The animals have an inner clock. They don't want to go out in summer. The king penguin is the second largest penguin. It is sometimes confused with a larger emperor penguin. The king penguin lives on islands far to the north of the Antarctic continent, where the emperor penguin lives. Adults are 90 centimeters tall and weigh around 15 to 16 kilograms. They are found on many sub-Antarctic islands, including Prince Edward Island, South Georgia and Musquari Islands. The total population is estimated to be 1 million breeding pairs. King and emperor penguins are one of the classic species that people imagine when they think of penguins. They have come to represent the whole group. They are both very upright, dignified and handsome birds, and when they emerge from the sea pristine and glistening, there can be no cleaner or more elegant creature around. They are the largest of penguin species and have colourful feathers around their necks and heads. King penguins form large colonies on slopes with a nearby beach for access to the sea. They usually only average 1 chick every 2 years, or at most 2 in a 3-year cycle. With such waddling style, it's no wonder they draw such crowds.
Art students from leading art colleges in the UK have been showing off their wide range of work at a special exhibition in London. Paul Hindle's leopards on a Persian carpet might not be the choice for everyone's living room, but they reflect a sense of humour. Another of the students, Rhys Hinworth, chose to set images of youth and old age face to face. Richard Holgate's family didn't think he could earn a living from studying art. He has turned the tables on them and involved them directly on camera in Family Project. The course is designed to encourage the students to follow the lines that they are interested in. Tom Dingle's revolving TV exerted its own form of fascination on viewers. Artists have to be aware of what is contemporary. The theatre of the absurd from the 1960s was inspiration for Jenny Hunt and her co-artist as they produced satire on conference speakers through the medium of television. Distinctive is an apt term to describe many of the items on show. They reflect the sense of adventure and readiness to explore that has long characterised the students who emerge from Britain's art colleges. The exhibition is called Future Map Visual Arts, and the work from sculpture to digital and video is on display at the London Institute Gallery. The range of the exhibition, as you can see, is striking, and there is a theme of dislocation that runs through the innovative and creative exhibits in this show. It is a very student-driven course, and the variety of medium are explored according to the students' preferences. It's encouraging that art and its form of expression are very much alive and well. And now onto another art college in our fashion story. Students graduating from the Royal College of Art's prestigious School of Fashion and Textiles got the chance to show off their most innovative and inspirational designs to an audience of London's designers and fashion writers. Classic colours and designs rubbed shoulders with the more bizarre in fashion design at the end-of-course display by postgraduate students of the Royal College of Art. All these young designers have completed a 2-year postgraduate course in menswear and womenswear design. During the first year, they worked on outside projects for some of the big London fashion names. In the second year, they are free to pursue their own ideas. The materials used in these creations, leather, wood and fur, are as varied as the dresses, suits, hats and shoes themselves. Past graduates from the course include internationally renowned designer Philip Treacy. This year's crop of graduates are clearly hoping to follow in their predecessors' successful footsteps. It might well be that some of the designs here on display will soon be seen at a store near you.
The splendour of Havana's historic district, Old Havana, is being restored through a monumental renovation project that has attracted international attention. Known for its wrought iron fences, cobblestone streets and quaint balconies, Old Havana has long been a favourite tourist destination. But in a country that has seen some difficult economic times, the buildings were not only shabby, but some were starting to crumble. So an historian and former top communist official stepped up and seeks to put his vision of restoration out there and make it into a reality. He has the full support of the Cuban government. He wants to create a utopia, a place for the spirit. He believes that just like justice, beauty is indispensable. The 61-year-old has been successful in garnering foreign investors to back most of the individual restoration projects. Slowly but surely, residents have been moved out of the magnificent historic buildings, and teams of architects, geologists, archaeologists and craftsmen have gone to work. Each part of the crew has its own contribution to make to this restoration effort. The goal of Old Havana's restoration has been both historical and financial. In an effort to attract greater tourism, most residents are being relocated permanently, and the renovated buildings are being transformed into shops, restaurants and hotels. Cuba's Old Havana was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1982. Cuba is the Caribbean's largest and least commercialized island, and one of the world's last bastions of communism. Its relative political isolation has prevented it from being overrun by tourists, and locals are sincerely friendly to those who do venture in. Although you can't quite hear the colonial architecture pealing in the streets, even Cuba's larger towns are pretty relaxed. The most frenetic it gets is in the middle of an enthusiastic cha-cha-cha. It's a country steeped in such history and beauty.
Sport in Britain is aiming to strengthen its links with the rest of Europe in a scheme to raise standards of children's health throughout the continent. The European Year of Education through Sport was the theme of the conference in London and was fully supported by Britain's Minister for Sport. The British government and sporting organisations are well aware that the health of children is a vital issue, a feeling that is shared by other European countries. The long-term benefits are clear. Coaching will be amongst the priorities, whilst funding will be spread equally throughout all EU members. Other priorities will be schemes that keep youthful interest as they become adults, recognising that healthy, fit children are better equipped members of society.
And finally, stressed, struggling to reach your potential in this time of economic rationalism? If you're finding it a bit difficult to achieve your dreams in the waking world, maybe this next story can help you find that of success. A toy maker has created a product to help Japanese facing financial woes and lack of job security have happy dreams. The gadget gives stressed people a chance to pursue their dreams. Before going to bed, the would-be dreamer sticks a photo of what she or he wants to dream about in the machine and then records the storyline of their wished-for dream onto the $140 machine. Using lights, music, voice recordings and aromas, the machine stimulates sleepers during periods of rapid eye movement sleep and helps them direct their own dreams. After 8 hours, the machine wakes them up gradually, avoiding any shock that could destroy fragile memories of the dream. The manufacturers warn that not everyone achieves the perfect dream when using their machine. They have also unveiled a gadget which is designed to enhance people's memories. Equipped with a vast knowledge of English words, wine vintages and other miscellaneous information, the machine called M Sapiens presents the new owner with a quiz to collect information on the owner's preferences, tendencies and mental capacity. Whenever the owner wants to memorize something new, M Sapiens presents him or her with a series of quizzes and hints to help them not to forget. It is believed that people's ability to memorize would be up to 5.4 times faster if they use the machine than when they tested their memory without it. But that's all the time we have today. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Living and look forward to your company again.